You received a call from an inmate at the Department of Corrections. This call will be recorded and monitored. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. To decline this call, hang up.
Well, good morning, Laquisha. What? Clemency? Oh, how in the world did you pull that off? Ah, yes, good old family. Well, that is very good news. That's a nice way to start out the morning. No, man, I'm thrilled. I'm just simply thrilled. That is fantastic news. Okay, yep. Just have to do that paperwork, huh? The experience that you got from all of this, you could apply it to other cases and help people out. That is fantastic news. Oh yeah, I bet your daughter will be thrilled to hear that. Good. Hit the ground running. Get out there and pay it forward. There's a lot of people who could use that knowledge. Well, yeah, I've been sharing what I can. It's just one of those cases where not everybody gets that kind of treatment, where they can actually work really hard and have people feel sorry for them and look into their case and look into their situation and look at their possibility after release. And you had the right people who felt sympathetic, the right people who were willing to listen. So there was a lot that fell into place on that one. I'm doing what I can to help other people. Now, there's some people out there that clemency just doesn't work. There's people I know that are constantly getting in trouble. And I talk to them, it's like, if you don't follow the rules, then, why should anybody take a chance on you? Because you're not showing that effort that you want to go and get out and do good. And that is true. I know a lot of these rules are changed by the personnel and misused and ignored in many cases. Yet, in your particular position, if you keep following the rules, despite all that's falling down around you, then that shows a lot for you. And I think they help you more than they hurt you by abusing their authority. Yeah, that's one of the toughest things. There's one girl that I know, she's in a cell with her girlfriend, and she says, I don't care what they say or do, I am not going to do anything to jeopardize this situation. I want to stay in the cell with my girlfriend. And her relationship is strong. And of course, there's going to be situations that she's faced or that she's put up against, and it's going to fail because she has that strong will. She has a motivator. And your motivator is your daughter. So despite their best efforts, they're not going to break you down. And it looks like it worked. Looks like you sticking...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
...to your beliefs paid off. I have nothing but praise for you. You worked really hard and you deserve this. And hopefully you'll be out soon. And we will get you reunited with your daughter and out there helping folks to find their potential and get out as well. Very good. Well,
you have 30 seconds remaining.
Okay, well, thanks for the call. It was really nice hearing from you, and it was even better hearing that good news. And I'm glad that you're on board with us and you're going to help as many people as you can while you're in there, and as many people as you can when you get out. Okay, good. Well, I will talk to you later, and we're going to have to do something once you get out. Go out, have some dinner or something like that, and let me meet your family. And I am Joel Wilborn, and welcome to AQS Inmate Call. Now, this call is based on some recent events that I've been working on. There's a young lady in the Washington Correction Center for Women who just got news that she qualified for clemency, and she's looking forward to getting out. She worked really hard to reach that goal, and she's a convicted violent offender. So it was really tough for her to get her case heard. She's supposedly one of the bad people that doesn't deserve to be out. But she was pretty young when she committed her crime and got her conviction. And she has done nothing but work toward freedom. Even though she had a long prison sentence, she was willing to take classes, willing to stay out of trouble, willing to mentor other people, willing to network on the outside and the inside. And she put up with all of the nonsense that the prison threw her way. And it's paying off, and that's good. And I say this because there are times that something like this, as motivational as it can be quite a stab in the heart too. Because my fiance, she was diagnosed with cancer, and her doctor didn't give her a very good prognosis. It was looking like she just had limited time to spend with this. And of course, in her mind, she didn't want to spend the rest of her life in prison. She said, I don't want to die here in prison. And so we put out the effort to get her clemency as well. Well, she went into remission, so her diagnosis was looking really good. And she went in and got a hysterectomy, and then they discovered that the cancer could have gone to her lymph nodes. And so the threat returned, which is a common thing for people diagnosed with cancer. It's just a roller coaster ride. And so she reaches out to the prosecutor and says, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm taking classes, working. I don't have any infractions. I'm staying out of trouble. And it's looking good for her. She's doing what she needs to do to get out. But this particular prosecutor and the prosecutor's office in this county really didn't like her. They felt that she didn't deserve any break after going to trial. And so her chance of getting out was, it was like slim to none, shall we say. Yet the prosecutor said, okay, you submit your files and stuff to me. Let me look over them, and then I'll make my decision. So she's excited, and I'm excited. So she contacts the hospital and the proper authorities to get her paperwork for her medical treatment sent over to the prosecutor's office. Then she contacts me and she says that this man says that unless she's dying, he's not going to let her out. And, that right there, to me, shows that you're not looking at rehabilitation. You're not looking at what this is, the Washington Correction Center for Women. You're not looking at the word corrections. You're looking at punishment. An organization that wants people to get out of prison and succeed, become a productive member of society and never go back to prison. These people will take the extra step to help these folks get reestablished. They're not going to mock them. They're not going to ignore them. And they're certainly not going to remove any resources that's available to them. Because these folks want crime to go down, and they want the prison system to work. We lock people up, not just to keep them away for a few years and then put them back out. We lock them up so that they can learn their lesson. You know, it's like a child that that breaks a rule or something, and then, you know, you inflict this hard sanction. And then afterwards, and what did you learn from this? And if the child says, you know, not to disobey you again, or to respect privacy or the rights of others, or that if you do something bad, then you're going to get caught and get punished, you know, some whatever explanation for it, but you're looking for the child to acknowledge the event and accept responsibility, and quite possibly apologize with the hope of not doing it again. That's what you look for. And that's what we should do with our prisons. This is the Washington Correction Center for Women. And back in the day, that's what these people did. It's more like you walked into the prison and the staff would walk up and say, okay, you're under our control now. You're here, and it's our responsibility to help you overcome the obstacles that's putting you here and get you back out. Now, when you look at the news and you see people go into a school and shoot up a bunch of people, or go into a public center or a church, we naturally want to know why. And if the person is just depressed or suicidal or angry at somebody or something, then you want to address that issue, and you want to fix it so that it goes away and these people don't influence anybody else. And, you know, there's a downside to that too, because if a person goes for assistance, doesn't get it, and then goes and shoots people up and then gets the assistance, then somebody else might say, well, you know, I've been trying to get some assistance and nobody's been listening to me. I'm going to go shoot somebody up, and either I'll come out alive and they'll help me, or I will die and all my problems will be over. And so that's what American Quitting Society wants. It wants people to quit committing crimes, to quit feeling depressed, to quit feeling suicidal, to quit retaliating, to quit their hatred of whatever, and feel that supportive relationships are on their side. My fiance, she needed assistance with her mental health. You know, she was feeling really depressed and really, I don't know if she was into the suicidal part, but she just wasn't feeling that life was worth it to her. She just wasn't happy. And being able to talk that over and get expert opinions and diagnosis, even medication, treatment, that helps. And being in prison, she was able to get that. And she's feeling a little better about herself. You know, after being denied for the clemency, she said, well, that's it. I'll just serve the rest of my time. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up on her, because she's working to get out. She wants to stay out. She has the support group now. Before, she was just rebellious. Little redhead that was just angry at the world, and she would do and say anything to stay out of trouble. And that was her downfall. And she's learned since then. The thing is, don't just open the door and let her out and say, hopefully you won't come back. Open the door and get people to jump on board to help. I have a real life interview on my YouTube channel of Melinda. And she is mentioning people getting support and mentorship when they get out. And this is somebody who committed a violent crime and is telling us what we can do to help her and others like her to get back on the safe and prosperous journey in life. And I look at it like this: once we identify the problem, once we find the person and catch the person and lock the person up, prison isn't just a cell, a holding cell. Because you might say it's 2022 and we're putting you in prison for 5 years. So in 2027, this person walks out a better person when all you did was just keep them in a cell, feed them, clothe them, give them medical attention, and then let them out? Come on now. Who would think that's going to work? And ignoring them, I have haters that make posts on my social media post, or they make comments on my post, and then they'll say, we don't care about these people. These people deserve what they get. They did the crime, they did the time. And I'll more or less say, how many of these folks live next door to you? How many of them are working next to you? How many of them do you stand next to in line at a grocery store? These people aren't the ones that usually go out and shoot them up. But there are some that do, because you lock them up and they're just saying, okay, I'll just stay in here, and once my time is up, I get out. And they'll continue their journey. Maybe even in prison, they learn a little more tactics. Maybe one of their cellmates says, you got caught because this is what you did. Next time, do this. So we have two ways of looking at it. We can let somebody else that's in worse shape, or let somebody else in better shape. And I'm opting for the better. I want these people that we have caught and identified the problem, let's go ahead and fix it. Think of it like maybe, how when you see those movies and stuff where a person has an immunity, and you say, if you take some of your blood and we mix it in with a vaccine, we can apply to other folks. Like a lot of zombie movies do something like that. I'm immune to the zombie bite, so take my blood. Well, let's say we find the people who have these issues and have these violent tendencies, and we help them. And these folks go out and help others. It's like their immunity, their ability to overcome can be spread out into the community. So it's a win-win situation. You put a person on the street in better shape than when they went into prison, it's going to have a positive result. And even if you save 2 people, as opposed to 300 or thousands, it's worth it. It's worth the time and effort. Because if we do nothing, crime would just grow and grow and grow. And that's even a thing too. Because one of the folks I talked to, she said when she got out, I said, what happened? Why are you back in jail? And she said it was hard to get a job and to stay committed to that. And drugs was something I felt comfortable with, and buying and selling drugs was just the thing. It was easy for me. And hearing her say that, it's heartbreaking. But that's what got her back in there. So the only way to help her is to take that urge away. And the only person who can do that is her. If we can give her the resources and she has that drive, that outlook that she wants to stay away from that life, there's a good chance she'll do that. Stay away from it. So I'm asking that you take a look at my YouTube channel. Listen to some of the folks who are giving advice on how to stay away from the life of crime. And by listening to this and talking to people, opening discussions, you might be able to help somebody turn away. One is fantastic, but if we can get more, that's even better. But we're not going to know unless we try. So I'm just asking that instead of relying on police officers and community watch programs to lock up criminals, let's take advantage of the situation. They're locked up. Let's find out why. Other countries are doing it and their prisons drop. We don't, and our prison population rises. And we're getting to the point where the prisons are too expensive and too overcrowded that they're going to commit crimes and get little to no lockup or prison time. And is that what you're looking for? So if you can, reach out and help somebody, or at least pass on the message to the people that you know are community leaders and drivers and will get out there. Let's work together and make this thing work for us instead of against us. So tune into Oxyword on YouTube. Talk to your friends, your family. Build up a supportive relationship for somebody that you suspect might be leading in that direction. And let's try to at least do something to get control of this so that we don't wind up becoming victims to a system that should be helping us. Thanks for tuning in, and go out, have a wonderful day, and make beautiful memories for tomorrow.